What's going on, everybody? Steve here, Rake and Profit over at rakeandprofit.com. Coming back to you with another video from, is it pronounced Roanoke?
Roanoke, yep.
Roanoke, Virginia, and I'm on my way to Austin, Texas for the Green Room event, and I got a message from Jason saying, hey man, I'm actually at my family's house helping them with a garage sale.
Right.
I'll put some footage on the screen right now, but you guys are doing pretty good. I think you've sold what, like almost $300
Almost
so
300,
far?
yeah, probably
that,
probably just past $300, so not bad.
Yeah, so I mean, we could make a whole video talking about liquidating your junk at a garage sale, but we're going to be talking about online arbitrage today because Karin and Jason, you guys started with jeans on eBay, right? And then you mess with a whole bunch of different items, but now you're doing online arbitrage on Amazon.
Yeah.
Right? So why don't you kind of share, maybe Karin, you could tell everybody, what the heck is online arbitrage?
Oh my gosh. So online arbitrage is the arbitraging online. No, so we're doing our sourcing now completely online. And we switched, your niece actually asked earlier, like, why did we go from, why aren't we selling jeans anymore? It's a big question, right? It's part of our evolution, right?
Yeah.
We're always growing, getting bigger, getting better as we go.
Sure.
And it was kind of a natural fit, right?
Yeah.
What we've traded for in the time that it takes us to go drive around all these stores, we're literally able to sit at the table and boop, click, no gas, no extra time driving, right?
Right.
It's completely online.
So you're buying all your items online and then they're shipping them to you.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So where are you getting your items from? Like, are you buying from like Walmart, Target, Dick's, different websites like that, or is it like wholesale?
Well, that's the genius of it because we're actually part of a list group where we receive a list every single day that has a number of ASINs on it that we can go and investigate. And it's not a lot of people on the list, so you don't run into too many people tanking the price or like that.
Yeah.
And the list has the Amazon links as well as the links to the websites where you can buy it from. So you don't have any problems.
Oh.
Yeah, and you're ordering straight from the sites. You don't have any problems with authenticity or having invoices or receipts. So you kind of avoid all that you run into sometimes with thrifted items because you're getting an invoice from Dick's Sporting Goods or Ulta or Target or whoever.
Yeah, and we were just talking about that behind the scenes. There were actually a bunch of booksellers who had gotten in trouble. When was that? Like last year or something?
Yeah.
Amazon ran a sting on booksellers, and they were buying books and then claiming that they were counterfeit, and I guess there were a bunch of lawsuits or issues that were going on. But that can happen. Like if you're a reseller and you're buying from thrift stores, I know a lot of YouTubers, we don't talk about it, but there is a risk that, if you get a counterfeit claim or an IP or whatever they're all called now, like you could get in trouble if you can't prove it. So that's a cool thing with OA.
Yeah, and I think just as Karin was mentioning, you can really scale your business in a way that you can't do when you're driving around, because driving around and finding stuff is great and it allows you to find stuff that's maybe only specific in your area. But you run into the same constraint we all do, like, do you have enough product and do you have time to do it? And that is a big, big time sucks. I mean, I always feel like every moment I'm driving in a car, I'm losing hourly rate. Like my hourly rate is going down, down, down because I'm not actually getting anything. So I think it's going to be really exciting just to kind of see how the future of it evolves and we go into it more and more, because I do see a model where, as Karin was saying, we could get to the point where we just do nothing but online arbitrage and are able to just have that being our only source of sourcing, and we don't have to keep driving around, and it's just a lot easier way to source.
Well, and you can speak to it. I don't think we would trade any of the things that we've done. Like, I don't think we could say we didn't sell jeans, or we need to stop. I'm being called.
Oh, it's all right. Yeah, we'll jump back in. So Karin was saying that she doesn't really have any regrets, essentially, with the process of selling jeans and whatnot, and kind of where you are now. And kind of just touch on it again, that's the natural process. Like, I started with flipping bikes, and then I was like, well, how am I going to flip bikes in Connecticut? It's wintertime. So then I moved to clothing, and then I was like, well, now I want to have a life. I want to scale my business, so I moved to Amazon. So it's part of the game. What would you say is one of the biggest challenges with OA, online arbitrage?
That's a good question. I think for my experience so far, maybe the biggest challenge is just understanding the numbers, because you're able to see like the sales ranks and keep graphs and so on. But if you don't understand those things and have a really good knowledge about, all right, how likely is this price to stay here What happens when Amazon comes back on the listing? Prices can drop.
That's interesting.
That's huge and super important to know, because Amazon is always, they tend to get the buy box more than you're going to get.
How do you deal with that? Like, let's just say, for example, and just to kind of take a step back, you can have a product that's selling for $20 all day long, and it's there because Amazon's at 21, so it's kind of capping. But when Amazon comes off the listing, that could jump up to 40 or 50. So how do you predict if maybe there's an item for 17, but you see it selling for 50, but you also see Amazon comes in at 20 periodically? Like, what are you looking at? What's going through your mind?
That's a great question. I think what I've found is we don't buy a lot of necessarily seasonal items that have a lot of fluctuation in price. I like to find items where I see like those third-party FBA offers are staying fairly consistent within a narrow range. So if I see that, you know, the price right now is $35 of an item, and maybe a month ago there was some people selling it for 31 or 32, and maybe a few months before that some people were selling it maybe at 38 or 39 or 40, I can feel pretty confident that price is going to land in there somewhere if I see like a track record and a history, even if Amazon's on it. Because even with Amazon, when they're on the item and they have the buy box, you can still get the buy box and sell your item.
How do you do that?
They just give it to you sometimes. I found that out from...
You don't have to undercut them or anything?
Well, I found that out from Jason Clark last year. And
shout out to Jason Clark.
Shout out to Jason Clark. He's a huge Amazon seller. And we were doing some prepping and shipping for him. And we had this one item we had a tremendous volume of. And Amazon would be on the listing, and you know, he wouldn't be getting a lot of sales of it. But he would sometimes get the buy box for a day or 2 or 3 days at a time, and he would just sell like 100 or 200 a day, you know, and it would just go crazy. And they do that. Like, you know, they're not out there to screw over third-party sellers. Like, you're super important to the platform. You know, third-party makes up over half the items on Amazon. So they know that. They rotate the buy box. You can be within a penny of someone and still get the buy box over them sometimes. So you don't always have to match or go below them, which kind of creates that race to the bottom sometimes. Sure. So you can get the buy box and sell through, because the buy box gets you a lot more sell through, even when Amazon's on the listing. That's kind of a myth that you think you'll never get it. That's not true. You will still get it.
They rotate it.
Sure.
What would you give for advice to someone who's watching right now who maybe they're selling on eBay, doing clothing, jeans, different things like that, or maybe they're like me, you know, I'm actually on a road trip now and I'm thrifting from Goodwills, books, electronics, new in the box items, but they want to get into online arbitrage because they want that scale. Maybe they're older, or maybe they're sick, or maybe they just want to stay at home and hang out and play video games and order items and have it shipped to them. What would you say the best way to get started would be?
Yeah, I think the best way is to go with probably a list group, and here's why. Because the list group is not only going to give you the list each day, but it's also going to provide you with a support group of people.
A community.
A community. You're exactly right. You can bounce questions off of. You can ask, hey, what does this mean when I see this? And you can start building your knowledge base, because you're going to have to build your base of knowledge to do online arbitrage. It's just like any other model. But you need that backbone. You need people who have been there and done that and can give you advice when you have questions. You know, become a student first, and then you become a practitioner, and you can start dabbling and start going in at some point. And obviously, you know, understanding your tools, understanding whether you're using an arbitrage tool or understanding Keepa, understanding how sales really work on Amazon is super, super important. It's different than eBay or Poshmark and some of these other platforms. From the way things volume and go through. So you got to become a student and find a group of people, or even just a mentor, somebody who can help you, you know, and you can network with and connect to and bring value back to them too in terms of helping them. So I think those things are always, they're important no matter what model you choose.
So Jason and Karin are actually, well, they run a YouTube channel, and they talk about a lot of different things. Do you talk about OA on there, online arbitrage?
We haven't started talking about it yet,
but we're going to. They could go over. You should start making some content.
We're going to have to.
So go check out their YouTube channel, Karin and Jason's channel. It is called Prof Sales. And they've been making videos for a long time. Good friend of mine. It's always great to see you. And if you guys enjoyed this video, definitely like, comment, and subscribe. We got to go back to this garage sale now because Karin got pulled away. I think she's making money while we're making videos.
Hundreds of dollars we've made already. We might just do this forever.
So appreciate you guys, and thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks, man.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Appreciate you. Peace.